The beginnings of the town of Benatky nad Jizerou are closely connected with the history of the neighboring Drazis estate, to which they belonged from the 13th century. The original settlement was on the left bank of the Jizerou, where a part of the town called Old Venice still stands. The unfavorable location was probably the reason why, probably in 1343, Venice was transferred to a neighboring height on the opposite bank of the river and elevated to a city. Jan of Drazis founded a Syriac monastery with a church and a school here in 1349, no doubt to honor the memory of his famous uncle, the Prague bishop Jan IV. From Drazis, 1301 to 1343. The newly founded city, to which the Drazis nobility granted numerous privileges, flourished economically. In 1420, however, they were conquered by Hussite troops heading to Prague and burned down the monastery. The owner of Drazis, Ales Skopek from Duba, was still a supporter of the Catholic party at that time. In 1421 it was converted into a parish and shortly afterwards, in 1424, its castle Drazis was conquered and burned by Catholic lords. Further conquests of the castle, which allegedly took place in the middle of the 15th century, resulted in the gradual destruction and desolation. When Benatky of Dinan bought the Drazis goods in 1512, he decided to move his seat from Drazis to New Venice and built a Renaissance chateau there after 1526 on the ruins of an old monastery. The decoration of the chateau was worked on in the following decades. The new owner was no longer written in Drazis, but in Venice, and the name of the whole estate was soon subject to this change. The Donans were ardent supporters of fraternal unity, and New Venice became one of its many centers in the region in the middle of the 16th century. In the years 1529 to 1532, Jan Augusta, a later bishop of Unity, also worked here as a brother of the Union, and the well-known Czech Brethren printer Oldřich Valensky from Munich was also a Donan official. The city itself also experienced an unprecedented boom under the Donans. In addition to the castle, Jindřich of Dinan built the Church of St. Mary Magdalene, originally as a Czech Brethren prayer house. After 1599, his sons sold the manor to Rudolf II. At his invitation, the famous Danish astronomer Tycho Brahe stayed at the Venetian castle from August 20, 1599. Thanks to the emperor's generous support, he began to build an observatory here, moved his library and most of the instruments, many of which he invented or perfected himself. However, his observations were not limited to Venice, but also traveled to the surroundings, especially the fortresses Rusalv and Giras. In Venice, Tycho Brahe also met Jan Kepler, who came here at his invitation on February 3, 1600.